Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Voltrap here. Game 2 of Hero versus none other than Mr. Movie. Should be another fun game here. I'm really surprised. Movie playing extremely well in that first game. By Hero slipping up a little bit and losing the game. But Hero, very, very strong player. Probably going to learn from his mistakes and come back here. In game 2, it is a best of 3 series, so Movie is not out yet, although he does look a little bit discouraged. I wonder if maybe he is practicing for that first match, or I don't know. It's tough in situations like these because Hero had to practice for 2 matchups. Well, both of these guys might have had to practice for 2 matchups. Hero had to practice against Protoss in case Movie got through, and he also had to practice against Terran in case Light got through, so it's kind of a weird situation there. But then again, Movie had to practice against Light and had to practice against Zerg in case he got through Light, so anyway. By the way, I was not kidding. I am steaming vegetables and casting at the same time. I've got some vegetables steaming in the kitchen over there. I've been trying to eat cheap lately, so veggies are cheap, and steaming is a very easy way to cook them, so there you go. But man, you guys, make sure to remind me after this game to go check on him, because I can screw up anything. I can screw up any cooking at all. 0, by the way. Not the player, but the countdown, just in case I need to double check syncing later on. Never know when YouTube or the script I use to sync videos is going to screw things up. So sometimes it doesn't hurt to have that little mark. Anyway, although I did say 0 like a little bit after 0, so it's not out of sync if it was like that. Anyway, I can screw up any food at all. The Protoss, red Protoss 12 o'clock position is going to be Movie, and of course, by Hero, the looks like teal Zerg in the sort of bottom leftish area, say 8 o'clock or so. Yes, this is going to be El Nino, I believe, right? This is the map name, El Nino? Let me check. Yes, El Nino. Again, another new map. Pretty interesting map. It's very much like Outsider, but it's snow map, and there's some important variations in it. But anyway, yeah, I used to cook a lot of. I don't cook very much these days, but I used to cook a lot more, just like easy stuff. But I have managed to screw up some very easy dishes. I have, and I kid you not, I have burnt pasta. One time I was making pasta, and I boiled the water, and I threw the pasta in, and then I went to play this game, and I got distracted for like 45 minutes, and all the water boiled away, so there's no more water, and then it was just raw pasta on the bottom of the pot, and it like burnt the pasta. There was this like charred chunk of pasta nast at the bottom of the pan. And there was actually some edible pasta on top of it that hadn't gotten burnt. But and I ate that because I'm that ghetto. But I still managed to burn pasta. And oh man, a friend of mine told me she burnt something else that was really, really difficult. It was very impressive, but I don't remember what she told me she had burned. But yeah, I'm very very savvy when it comes to burning things. Movie putting down a pylon here. That is actually really, really bad because this map, it's so hard to get a good third. Your third is going to be in either behind your natural in one of the kind of outside positions, or it's going to be in a a really tough location. Oni is actually going to cancel the pylon with Zerglings on the way. Makes sense, because otherwise he's just going to lose more minerals, and the Zerglings are going to power down that pylon very quickly, but that is going to let Hero get his hatchery up a little bit quicker. But yeah, the third base is kind of far away from your natural expansion or behind it or something, and it's just not really good to get a third. So by blocking that expansion in a map like Blue Storm, or we see it a lot in Destination or Heartbreak Ridge, there's a third base that's relatively nearby that you can run and go and get. And the third base is nearby on this map as well, so it wouldn't be that hard to run down and get. There's the third base right there. I don't know. Point being, blocking the natural on the... I don't know. I'm not an expert, obviously, but it seems to me like blocking the natural on this map is going to be a little bit more painful than it would be on other maps. Especially like I said, like a Blue Storm, where your third base is going to be in a really good position anyway. But it looks like Hero is going to go for the sort of standard. He's gone for the early Zergling, same build we saw last game, where he went for the early pool got some early Zerglings out, and then only made like 6 Zerglings, and then didn't make any more Zerglings, just went all drones. And unfortunately, last game for Hero, he went all drones and then got his defense a little bit late. You want to try and get the drones for as long as possible, and then at the very, 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 very last second, go ahead and make some defense for when the attack comes out, when the Protoss moves out with their little army, and Hero just did not get his defense up in time. So we'll see what he does this time. It looks like he's going to go do the same thing. He's just got those several Zerglings. Now this time he's actually killed off Movie's scouting probe far earlier, and so Movie's actually had to create, for an example, an extra cannon. Last game he got away with 1 cannon because he knew that Hero was not making extra Zerglings. This game he's had to make a 2nd cannon just in case Hero got several more Zerglings and decided to do some kind of run by. But Hero is just going to play it macro style and just get the going. And actually, here comes that probe. Another probe has gotten out of the claws of those Zerglings. They were camping the front door, but somehow he got a probe through, and he's going to try and run it all the way around the map to try and scout what Hero is doing. Hero, very wisely, he knows he can't really catch that probe with only a single Zergling, with only slow Zerglings, rather. So he's going to send 1 Zergling after it to keep tabs on it, and then he's going to intercept it from the other side with the Zerglings. And on the minimap, I think he just killed it. No, the probe's still alive. But anyway, that probe also got to check for an expansion in that bottom right-hand corner, because the nearest expansion is a mineral only, so it's pretty smart of him to check to see if there's an expansion down there instead, trying to go for that 3rd gas. So by.hero's only going to have the 2 gas for a while there. Oh, not going to quite get that Dragoon. Robo going down for Movie, and that is really, I was just saying in the cast on this map yesterday that I'm expecting to see Sarah Reaver going on in this map, because it's like Outsider. It's a very air superiority is very, very important on this map, and so we could see some Sarah Reaver action here going. And yeah, so he's even upgrading air weapons for his Corsairs. So probably going to see Sarah Reaver here. Now, it looks as if Hero's going to have either the Corsair was a little later, or actually Hero may have his Scourge out, his Spire up a little bit earlier. Oh, no, actually it's about the same timing, because he was able to kill 1 Overlord last game. But anyways, he may not get a 2nd Overlord, though, because that Corsair is now in his base, and he's going to obviously scout this 3rd base at the very least. Nope, he is going to get a 2nd Overlord with the 2nd Corsair. So, and that's actually very important to Hero, because he knows now that there's 2 Corsairs in play, and he knows that Movie is going for multiple Corsairs and not just 1. Sometimes they'll make just 1 for scouting purposes, and then never make another Corsair. But he knows that he's building up Corsairs at this point, because he's seen 2 separate ones in different places. Managed to keep his Overlord count up so that he was not supply blocked, though. And he's got some Scourge running around now that are going to be able to scout around. He sees the Robo, and he actually picks off a Corsair. Nicely done. I guess Movie thought those Corsairs were a little bit safe next to those cannons, and just took his eye off him for a second there, and Hero was able to dive in at the right moment and pick off one of those Corsairs, so nicely done. I hope they showed the Stargate. So yeah, okay, he is continuing to make Corsairs. I thought he had paused his Corsair production for a minute, but it looks like not. Anyway, probe moving out to try and scout, and Hero's probably going to track that probe down. I think he